Thought during the course of the week the guys snapped in really good from a health standpoint. Pat Muldoon's been with us all week. He's got a club on the one hand, but he'll be back with us. Brendan Kelly practiced Wednesday and Thursday, and looks like he's going to be able to go. Shelton Johnson actually returned a little bit Tuesday. Got reviewed last night with the doctors and got a clean bill of health. They cut his cast down tremendously from yesterday down to today, so I think he'll be able to help us. I don't know if he'll start the game, but he's there for us if we need him. Otherwise, everybody else should be good to go.
Did Costigan get any work?
Costigan tried to go last night. Didn't have a good reaction today, so I don't know if he'll be able to go in the game on Saturday. So Zach would go if he's not the guy.
What does Shelton's addition mean if he is able to go?
Well, he's a senior. He's a captain. He's a leader. He's a guy that has given all the calls really the last 2 years in the back end. So a guy that obviously we've missed in a lot of different ways, but a playmaker, a guy that has seen a lot of football. So I know he had a big game last year against these guys. I know it's been kind of his target date to try and maybe get back for.
Does that make Dallas then like the swing guard, Llewellyn?
Dallas Llewellyn, yep. Probably Robbie Birds too. Robbie's going back to fall camp, and then also Ray Ball's had come on and had some nice things, but he's played on field goal, hadn't played from the snap.
When you talked about trying to get some more carries for the backs or coming up with a way, have you come up with a plan or?
Yeah, I think Thomas and I had a good discussion. The last game that we just didn't have a lot of extended drives in the second half, and that was a major part of it. But I think Thomas has got a good plan now also in how to incorporate not just James but Melvin into the rotation. And I don't want to just talk about it. I want to see it out there on the field.
Short term, I don't know what you'll get out of those three this Saturday, but long term, what do you think if you're able to use all three of them?
The ratio that I came up with before discussion before we even played a game was 25, 15, 10. You'd like to see Monty have it 25 times, and whether that's 25 carries or 20 carries and 5 catches, you'd like to see James White touch the ball 15 times and Melvin 10. Then the other things are distributed between Ped and Abby and different scenarios there. So I think that's been out there for a little bit. We haven't come close to hitting that yet, but obviously it's something that's there.
Those are defense made strides from the non-conference game to Nebraska game. It didn't seem like other than the run that Martinez had, they didn't have any big busts.
The part that we've just been really unfortunate on that side of the ball in injuries. So it's kind of we've lost 3 of our top 5 corners. Lost at one point 2 of our top 4 DBs. So it's a little bit of guys stepping into new roles and taking on opportunities. And the one thing that became very apparent to me after our 4 non-conference games is we just keep the ball in front of us. We have enough playmakers up front. We have so much speed at linebacker. They're going to run down some plays, And if you give up a third down, give up a third down. Don't give up a big play. Just live to play another day. And I think our guys have seen the rewards of that. The series that was frustrating on Saturday, probably more than anyone, was the third down pass, the penalty on top of it, and the QB scramble or the QB draw after that. That was where they were on their heels a little bit. Everything else, they made them earn it all the way down. I think about, for me, especially when I watched the film on Sunday, that play when we stripped the ball out, the ball's on the ground, it reminded me so much of that Ohio State game 2 years ago, 3 years ago, where the ball was on the ground 2 times in one series and we couldn't come up with it in a critical time. So sometimes that ball just bounces bad. Yeah.
I know you've been pretty happy with Hemer Allen. Do you think that's the best tackle combo maybe since Hawthorne and Jefferson?
I'm the only one that has that perspective on our staff, but yeah, it reminded me during fall camp of you, and I thought they're 2 big bodies that move and play very well. I go back to last spring when we had Jordan in the mix. I thought that was going to be the best threesome we've had in there for sure. Bo's another guy. He's been playing, bless his heart. He's been really banged up. He's got a couple bad ankles and just keeps coming back every week. He's a guy that I think as we've gotten a little bit healthier here, he's starting to play really, really well.
Brett, last week was I think it was the second highest scoring Saturday in college football history in D1. And obviously, Nebraska and Wisconsin put up some points too. Why do you think, just as a whole, scoring is up so much in college football, especially in the last few years?
Yeah, I can't speak for others, but there seems to be a lot more emphasis on the big play, and that obviously generates points. I saw some of those scores are just mind-boggling. Usually, like we've been involved in some scores where it's been huge numbers, but the other side wasn't as high. But I think the kicker was I saw that was it West Virginia, whoever they were playing, and it ended up being 70-63. So I can't put a reason on it other than obviously people are scoring points.